They were starving millions of people with the food we'd given them, and they were using it as a weapon and taking it out. And they had started attacking convoys. And it was like, okay, that's enough. And so I think it was when the Marines got attacked that we pulled the trigger to go. And then maybe a week out from deploying, they're like, hey, we're going as Task Force Rangers.
Was it a particular hit that you guys were going to do?
No, just general. So we developed a template so everything, the planning process wouldn't have to happen. That once they got a target hit, we could launch right away. So in Somalia, when they ended up getting an intel hit, we would kit up, load up, helicopters would fire up, and we'd sit there and wait. You land, you're like, what now? What do we do now? And you figure it out. And I actually had a AH crash while we were going in. He was strafing. He just went too low and hooked his skid on a pine tree and crashed. And I remember we were the closest Black Hawk, and we were getting ready to rope and assault the target. And I remember the crew chief's like, I look up, he smacks me on the back, and I look up, because I'm number one on the door. And I look at him, he's like, all I heard was, we're gonna crash. Like, what? He said it again, we're gonna crash. And I lean over, hey, we're gonna crash. And I laid back on my side and tried to get dudes out of the door, I came up and that little bird was on fire. Pilots were trying to drag themselves out. And my 2IC used to be a crew chief on a Black Hawk. So he immediately, the whole front's broken off. And he immediately ran up and the pilots are dragging themselves out of the way. We pulled him out of the way. He grabs a fire extinguisher and tries to put out the engines because it's still running. The jet's still running. It's catching the pine needles on fire and it's starting to spread. I'm like, we gotta drag the pilots further. And he ends up throwing dirt in the intake. And it shuts the engine down. And because we're trying to pull the engine cut, but it had broken off.